morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. We'll start in a couple of minutes. Okay. So in our earlier class, we have discussed about the different types of pollination, the self-pollination and the cross-pollination. So
Yes, sir.
in the cross-pollination, which type of the flower will produce the large amount of pollen grains? Okay. Large amount of pollen grains, whether it will be the insect pollinated, wind pollinated or water pollinated.
Sir, insect pollinated.
Anyone else? Large amount of pollen will be produced by which type of plants? Why do you think that insects need to produce large amount of pollen? Don't you think
No,
wind
sir.
need don't you think
Yes.
by water and wind this will get dispersed, no? But here specifically the insect is going to
Yes,
carry so small amount of pollen,
Yes.
relatively sufficient. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next one. um in which type of pollen generally it will be sticky nature? Which type of pollination the flower may be showing if the pollen grain is of a sticky nature? Wind, water or insect pollination?
Sir, insect
Sir,
Sir,
pollination.
insect pollination.
Insect,
sir,
yeah.
insect.
Pollination.
Yeah, because it has to stick to the insect. And
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
if the flower is very dull looking, small, no special scent or nectar is being produced, but it is producing a lot of pollen grain, and that pollen grain is very smooth and it is having the density almost that of water. So with all these characters, what type of pollination it may be showing?
Water pollination.
Water pollination, because water pollination, that is known as the hydrophily. Okay, it will be showing hydrophily.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because the density has to be that of water. You already know the density of water is more or air is more?
Sir, water.
Yes, sir.
Sir, water.
Water is more, no? So
Water.
Yes,
if
sir.
the density of that pollen grain is less than the density of the water, okay, generally it will be the wind pollinated, that is anemophily. Okay, but the water pollinated one, it will be almost equal to a bit less than that of the water. Okay, otherwise if wind will blow, it may fly off. Okay, that pollen may fly off. So we want it to just float on the water. Okay, so these things we saw. Next, today we are going to look at the fertilization. So we have seen the structure of the flower, and we have seen about the how pollination is taking place. After pollination, next stage is the fertilization. Okay, fertilization. So fertilization, we define it as the fusion. Okay, the male gamete fuses with the female gamete that is present in the ovule to form the zygote. So this union of the male and female gamete is called fertilization. Male and female gamete. Male and female. So what is the male gamete in the plant and what is the female gamete? Is the pollen grain the male gamete?
Yes, sir.
The pollen grain,
Yes, sir.
the pollen grain itself is not the gamete. Inside the pollen grain, there is the what we say a special structure, a special nucleus that is called generative nucleus. Okay, that will become the sperm cell. Okay, that will be the male gamete, and the female gamete ovule. Okay, we saw the structure of the flower. In the structure of the flower, what is the female reproductive structure called?
Ovule.
Ovule.
No. The
Ovule.
innermost whorl of the flower.
Gynoecium.
Gynoecium is the innermost whorl of the flower. Okay, so in that one,
Gynoecium.
in the gynoecium, there is the style. First on the top is the stigma, then style and ovary. Right. So on the top is the stigma, and then style, and then ovary. Okay. Inside the ovary, there are the ovules. The ovules contain the egg cells. Okay. The egg cells is the female gamete. Where they are contained? These are contained in the pollen grain, and egg cells are contained inside the ovule. Okay. So after fertilization, the ovary will develop into the fruit. Okay. Post fertilization, that is after fertilization, the ovary will convert into the fruit. The covering of the ovule gives rise to the seed coat. The ovule will convert into the seed, and the ovule covering will become the seed coat. The other parts such as the sepals, petals, stamen, style, all of these after fertilization they will disintegrate, they will wither away and fall off. Under favorable conditions of air, water, sunlight, the seed germinates and grows into the new plant. Okay. So you see the ovule, this ovule will become the seed, the ovary will become the fruit. Okay. So how this process is taking place? The pollen grains will first deposit on the stigma of the flower. So the pollen grain will sit on the stigma of the flower. This is the stigma. It will get the nutrition from this stigma, and slowly a tube will emerge from this one, a thin tube. Okay. It will absorb moisture, it will swell, and then the pollen grain will rupture and emerges out into the pollen tube, emerges out, that enters the stigma and style and reaches the ovary. Okay, now inside the ovary, this tube will go all the way up to the ovary, it will reach the ovule. Okay, next the pollen tube along with the two male gametes reach the ovule. So in this pollen tube there are the two male gametes, that means they are the two sperm cells are there. Okay, inside one pollen grain two sperm nuclei actually it will be there. Then one male gamete will fuse with the female gamete. So the female gamete is what?
Ovule.
No, egg cell. Okay,
Egg cells.
egg is the female gamete and the sperm is the male gamete. So one of the male gamete will fuse with the egg cell and form the zygote. This zygote will develop into the embryo. Okay, the ovule containing the embryo,
An embryo develops into a seed.
the embryo, okay, which is there inside the seed. Okay, the ovule containing the embryo will develop into a seed. So what is going to happen is the other one will fuse with another type one, that is in your next higher class you will learn. But here what is important is, in one pollen grain there are the two male gametes, one of them will fuse with the egg to form the zygote, embryo and then the seed. Okay, so this is the process how the fertilization will take place in brief this is how the fertilization will take place in the plants. Now some questions are there here. The process of fusion of the male gamete with the female gamete is called fertilization. The ovule is present within the
Ovary.
ovary, correct?
Ovary.
Yes. Pollination that takes place with the help of insects is called
Entomophily.
entomophily, correct? The ovule develops into dash
Entomophily.
after fertilization. Ovule will develop into the seed, yes, after fertilization. Flowers of plants,
Embryo also we can say.
In which-
Embryo also.
in which one?
Sir, in 4 number, the ovule develops into embryo after fertilization also we can say.
Embryo, okay, yeah. What we will say is the ovule is a large structure. Okay, inside this ovule there will be 7 cells will be there inside this. Okay, one of that cell is the egg cell. Okay, so that is why we will not say that this will develop, this egg cell will develop into embryo, correct? Egg is the gamete, fusion of the
Yes.
male female. But what the ovule will become? The ovule will become the seed. Okay, the zygote will be. So inside the seed, okay, inside the seed, for example, you will see some chana or moong or whatever we say, no? So in that one, when it germinates, there will be something going upwards, something coming downwards. Okay, so this is the embryo.
Yes, sir.
The embryo will be attached to this cotyledon we say. Okay, so this whole thing is the seed, and inside the seed this is the embryo, like that. So the whole seed is coming from the ovule, the embryo itself is coming from the egg cell. Okay, fusion of the male and female gamete. Next, flowers of plants such as rice, wheat and maize are pollinated by
Wind pollination.
wind pollination,
Wind
anemophily.
pollination.
Yes, right. Next, we will see the reproduction in human beings. Okay, reproduction in human beings. So in human beings, the sexual reproduction takes place. Sexual reproduction involves the fusion of the male and female gamete, that is the sperm cell and the egg cell, or in singular we say the ovum. The gametes are produced in the specialized reproductive organs, the ovaries in the males and testes in the males, the ovaries in the females and testes in the males. With the fusion of the egg with the sperm, a zygote is formed, and the zygote will develop into the new individual. So the same like what we saw in the plant, okay, that the fusion of the male and female gamete will give rise to zygote, the zygote will form the embryo. Okay, this part is the same whether it is the plant or animal. Okay, now the reproductive system that is there in the male in humans is associated with the formation and transfer of the sperms to the ovum. So following organs are there. One is the testis, epididymis, vas deferens, and the penis. So four structures are there in the male reproductive system. The most important here is the testis. So the testis is the male reproductive organ, and it is an oval structure. It is lying outside the body in the loose fold of the skin called the scrotum. Now the importance of the scrotum is the temperature in the scrotum will be 2 to 3, it is not times, it will be degrees, okay, lower than that of the body temperature, which is suitable for the maturation of the sperm. Normal body temperature is coming 37 degrees centigrade. Okay, so comparative to that regular body temperature in the scrotum, the temperature will be at least 2 to 3 degrees less. This is required for the maturation of the sperms. The testis, it will secrete the male sex hormone that is called the testosterone. This is important point, testosterone. Okay, this is the hormone, and this hormone is going to maintain the sexual characteristics in the male. Okay, so the important function of the testis is the production of the sperm, okay, maturation of the sperms, and this production of the hormone that is the testosterone. What epididymis is required for, it is a long tube. Okay, you can see the figure 2.25. okay, figure 2.25. So it is a long tube that lies along the top and side of the testis. The epididymis, it is going to store the sperms. It also serves as a duct for the passage of the sperms from the testis to the vas deferens. So you are able to see here that in the figure there is the testis, which is the oval shaped structure, and from there is a tube like structure that is going just behind the bladder. Okay, this one is the epididymis until it will reach the vas deferens. So main function of the epididymis is to store the sperms. Storage of sperms. Vas deferens is also known as sperm ducts that arise from the ends of the epididymis. Okay, the vas deferens are ducts. Ducts means duct gland, ductless glands. In endocrine system, okay, you will see that duct means nothing like pipe. Okay, so just like a salivary gland is there. Okay, so salivary gland, how the saliva is coming in the mouth, there are the small pipes are there in that one. So the glands will make the saliva, but that is not coming directly from the gland. Okay, it is coming through a pipe and it will secrete in the mouth. So that the ducts are there, or what we say the pipes are there. The vas deferens are known as the sperm ducts, whereas the penis is the copulatory organ, and it serves to transfer the sperms to the vagina of the females, and it lies just in the front of the scrotum. Okay, it is a cylindrical, muscular, spongy and highly vascular organ. So overall these four structures are part of the male reproductive structure, in which testis is important for the production of the sperm cells and for the production of the hormone that is the testosterone. Testosterone is required for the maintenance of the male sexual characters. In the female, the reproductive system will consist of the ovaries, oviduct, uterus, and the vagina. Okay, ovaries, oviduct, uterus, and vagina. So here, what is the function of the ovaries? Similar to the testis that is producing the sperm cells, the ovaries are a pair of almond shaped ovaries that lies in the lower portion of the abdominal cavity on each side of the backbone. The ovaries will secrete the female sex hormones, that is the estrogen and progesterone. Progesterone. Okay, estrogen and progesterone. They produce the mature eggs or ova. Okay, so the eggs will be produced or the ova will be produced by the ovaries. These two hormones are of importance. We will have one chapter on endocrine system. In that endocrine system, we will see what are the functions of the testosterone, progesterone, and estrogen. Next, oviduct. In oviduct are the fallopian tubes. Fallopian tubes. Okay, they are a pair of the muscular tubes that open into the uterus. The free end of the oviduct is a funnel shaped and it lies close to the ovary. The oviduct will receive the ovum from the ovary. The muscular contraction of the oviduct will convey the ovum to the uterus. Okay, so you can see here the figure 2.26 in the next page. Okay, so they are the